one-camera superstar. Everybody wants to be one. And in webinar land, it's even more important. You see, performance is the most important part of your presentation. It's far more important than information, but it's neglected, seldom discussed, ignored, quite frankly. Best to just throw some more text on the slide and move on, right? Well, that's what we've all been taught. That's what we've learned. But I promise you, it's a skill set you can learn, or at the very least get better at. And I'm going to show you how. But first, we need to talk about the promise. If you're selling to someone and they've agreed to a meeting, you've made an unspoken promise. You're going to entertain them in exchange for their time. And I know what you're thinking. No, Phil, you're wrong. I'm going to inform them in exchange for their time. Nope, you're wrong. Information is assumed, entertainment is required. That's the promise. Never break it, not for a second. But no, Phil, you're wrong. You see, our clients are really excited about the X94 3000. Never assume that your own enthusiasm is the same as the client's, because I can assure you they don't care. They don't care. They do not care. But to help you keep that promise, I'm going to share with you 4 solid performance tips you can start using today. Emote with your voice. If you remember nothing else from this course, remember to emote. Emote hard. Emote with your words, in your pauses, so it's audible. Emoting is the soundtrack of your presentation. It's the only music your audience ever hears. It supports your information. Vocal variety is key. Why do I speak loudly sometimes? So that I can then speak softly for emphasis. Contrast creates emphasis. Emotional variety is another great opportunity for contrast. Be sure to use the entire spectrum of emotions during your presentation. The audience will appreciate it. Structural variety is also very important. It's the big picture, the whole shebang. Thinking about your entire presentation, making sure you have those peaks and valleys, that it structurally makes sense. If vocal variety are the single notes played out in syllables, and emotional variety are the phrases played out in sentences, then structural variety is the entire score played out in paragraphs. Emoting enables you to say 2 things at once. Why wouldn't you use it? It's shorthand. It communicates faster. Stop relying on text. Tell them quicker with tone. Emote with images. Images are fantastic. They're spectacular. I can't emphasize this enough. Using them is really a no-brainer. Let them do the emotional heavy lifting for you. You know what doesn't emote? Text. Walls of bulleted text are not just boring. They're soul-destroying. They're demoralizing. And they're promise-breaking. You see, you didn't think I was going to tie that thing in from the beginning when I did, but I did. I brought it back in. So in picking your images, you got to be bold. Take chances. Think metaphor. Think surprise. Because if the images you pick are too corporate, they're going to be predictable and they won't emote at all. So don't do that. 1 image per slide is best. Always be ahead of your audience. If your audience gets ahead of you, you're dead. Your presentation isn't tight enough. Want your audiences to give away their attention for free? Keep them in anticipation. That's why text slides are so dangerous, because they can see. how you're going to burn the next 5 minutes, and quite frankly, they don't find it that interesting. Your presentation should play out like the best thriller the audience has ever seen. They should be on the edge of their seats thinking, oh my gosh, what's this guy going to say next? So how do we get there? First, we make bold claims, support them a little bit, and then move on. We don't tell the audience things they already know, and we don't repeat ourselves. This is a timing thing. It's something you sense. You make a statement, and then you give the audience just barely enough time to process that information, and then you move on to your next point. That's how you keep an audience on their feet. That's how you get them to give away their attention for free. Synchronize your slides and your voice. Do you remember that hit movie where the good guy killed the bad guy and the crescendo happened 30 seconds after that? Yeah, neither do I, because that never happened. The crescendo always happens at the climax of the film. That's how it works, because it has greater impact, because it feels better. So if your slide lands at the exact same time as the word you're using to describe it, it pops. It has harmony. For example, the engines our company makes are just like our customers. Fast, powerful, resilient. Or you could just throw it all up on one slide and not sync any of it. Okay, so our engines that our company makes in Toronto are like our customers in many ways. They're very similar. They're fast, they're powerful, and I believe they are resilient. And I think that's all we want to talk about here. So, okay, next slide. Don't do that. Now, to be clear, this is a technique you shouldn't use all the time, Then it gets overused. It becomes one note. But yes, do use it for emphasis. It's important. Getting there. Practice a lot. Create slides a lot. Record yourself like this a lot. I know, it can be overwhelming. And you're thinking to yourself, I can't do this. I can't suddenly become like Elton John or Robert De Niro or anything like that. No, probably not. But you can get better, at least better than your competition. And for now, that's the goal. So run with this. Apply it. I promise you, it will make a difference. Because if you can master performance, then the rest of it matters less. You can slack and nobody notices. Nobody tells the really popular, charismatic guy at the party that he really should have been using PowerPoint. Nobody. He was entertaining. He was memorable. And that's all that matters. Performance is the most important presentation skill you can attempt to learn.